It's time for Real Talk with Cindy Barber. Stay tuned for conversation and information from her special guest. Now sit back and relax and enjoy Real Talk with Cindy Barber.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk with Cindy. Please share and let others know that we're back. It's good to be back on Real Talk with Cindy. My guest is here, so you're in for a real treat on tonight. So please tag and share and let others know that we are here. Let me know the city, state, or country where you are joining me from on tonight. Those that are watching on YouTube, welcome. And those on my Facebook page, welcome. It's good to see you on tonight. Please tag, share, like, and give us some hearts, and follow Real Talk with Cindy Barber. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel at cindybarber.tv. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And my guest is here, and we're going to start in a few minutes, but please tag and share and let others know that we are here. I'm so excited to be able to talk with him on tonight, Patrick Love. Please tag and share and let others know that we're here. Let them know that we are on. We are here. I see you coming on. Please let me know city, state, or country where you are joining me from. God bless you. Yolanda, good to see you from Jamaica. Thank you so much for joining me on tonight. God bless you. Please tag and share and let others know. And I hope everyone has had an amazing day on today. God bless you. My sister-in-law is on, Kathy Barber from Connecticut. Good to see you on here tonight. Please tag others and let them know that we are here. God bless you, Sharon. Good to see you, and Happy New Year to you too from Pennsylvania. Thank you. Thank you for joining me on tonight. Please tag and share and let others know that we are here. I'm excited to be back with you on tonight. My schedule has kind of slowed up a little right now until April, but I'm glad to be back on. And if you would like to sow a seed and be a blessing financially to Real Talk, please send the finances to my Cash App, which is $Cindy's Keys. And I thank so many of you that have been a blessing to me on Real Talk, and I thank you so much. Also, if you are interested and you would like to share your event, you want me to advertise it here on Real Talk, please email me at ms.cindybarber@gmail.com, or you can DM me with information, and I'll be glad to share your advertisement for your business or your church, an event that you have coming up. I look forward to doing that as well. So please tag and share and let others know that we are here. And we're going to get started. I see more of you that are coming on. God bless you. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you. Thank you for being here on tonight. Thank you. Yolanda, DM me. I need to get in touch with you. Send me some information. I need to get in touch with you. So I'm getting ready to bring my guest on. And here he is, Mr. Patrick Love. How are you?
I am well. Thank you so much for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you Thank you so much
Mhm.
for taking time out of your very busy schedule for being with me on tonight on Real Talk. And so we're just going to get right into some dialogue here. And I'm so excited to have you be here with me on tonight. My sister, good evening, sis. Thank you for joining from Connecticut. Thank you for being on tonight. So, Patrick,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
are a Stellar Award nominated gospel artist, a songwriter, producer, and a music minister,
Yes, ma'am.
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So let's get started with share a little bit about your music journey because I know you sing. So when did you begin singing? How old were you when you began singing?
Well, I started in music at a young age. I had a musical family, so we were always in the choir and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's what we did all our lives. And I think I started playing around 11 years
Really?
old. Yeah. And by the time I was 13, 14,
Hmm.
somebody thought I was good enough to be their minister of music. So I've been doing
Hmm.
that since about 14 years old. And
Really?
yeah, I've grown
Wow.
along the way. You know,
Hmm.
as a young person, we didn't know what we were doing back then, just teaching songs,
Right.
playing. And we grew, you know, I
Right.
grew as the times went on. I had an opportunity to
Hmm.
start writing when I was, what, 15. Started
Wow.
writing, dibbling, dabbling, trying to write. And by the time
Wow.
I was 19, 20,
Hmm.
I was well in it and got the opportunity to do the Gen Write project through
Hmm.
Donald Lawrence and Crystal Rose Records. And
Yeah.
it's history, you know, just went from one
Right.
thing to another.
Wow. That's amazing.
Mhm.
When you did you serve as a minister of music or you just played at the church
Well, they
when you
called me a minister of music back then at that church, but we all know by the time I was 19, 20, I knew that probably wasn't the real thing.
right. Right, I understand.
I think I started getting more into the minister of music um, era when I became maybe it was 15 or 16. I was over a
Yeah,
department then,
right.
managing it. And by the time I
Hmm.
was 18 or 19, I went into another type of ministry that
Hmm.
that called for more. So and I grew in that ministry and really learned how to be
Hmm.
a minister of music. Of
Right.
course, every church is different and every journey has been different, and you have to
Yeah.
shape it the way that
Hmm.
ministry needs it to be shaped. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Now, what artists influenced you growing up? What artists influenced you?
Plenty of them, man. I mean,
Yeah.
we listened to so many because everybody had a different sound. So you would listen to the Hawkins here, you would listen to Whitfield over here, you would listen to James Cleveland over here, telling my age,
Yeah.
and then you would,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, just different
Right.
artists were. But I
Hmm.
think the biggest influences were John P. Key because he was here,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
you had the Whitfield Company, and I listened to a
Okay.
lot of Richard Smallwood back in the day
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
studied him. And actually,
Hmm.
his music kind of pushed me to another level.
Yeah.
And then I had Don Lawrence just, you know, I'm so sorry,
Hmm. That's okay.
dropping into our church, and he was a member. We
Hmm.
all was of the same church. He saw something in me, and it went from
Right.
there. You know, so
Hmm.
those are my influences. And still
Wow.
today, I look at Kurt Carr and all those guys who write. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Donald, those, and I just looked at him and said,
Hmm.
"Wow, these guys." And I try to eat from that as well. I'm still eating. You know, I've
Yeah.
been doing it a long time, but I'm still eating.
Hmm.
So
And you have to still do that to stay
yeah,
relevant. And, you
that's
really
correct.
have to do that. And a lot of people don't, but you still really have to do that.
Yes, you do.
You really do. So let's
Hmm.
talk about your albums.
Okay.
Um, let's talk about that. One was called, I think it's called A Conversation.
Yes, it's the newest one, a conversation.
Okay. Yeah. So talk about this one.
Well, this one was a long time coming. I've been working on this record since
Hmm.
2016, 17. I really
Oh,
got out of the game, and we won't get into why, hopefully.
yeah.
I
Right.
got out the game. Actually, I
Hmm.
got out of the music ministry game too, period. But I came
Hmm.
back. The Lord had given
Hmm.
me all these songs. So we tried to, it really was the shop songs when we first started. When I first started, it was the
Okay.
shop songs. I
Hmm.
was working with a young group of young ladies here.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, I want you guys, let's record this stuff and I'm
Yeah.
going to chop it. It was a little different than what people had been used to the original plan.
Right. Yeah.
But we ended
Mm-hmm.
up having this plethora of music just sitting and sitting and sitting. And so
Mm-hmm.
during the pandemic, we got back together.
Mm-hmm.
I called in a couple of singers that I knew and trusted, and we came up with this project.
Wow.
We
Mm-hmm.
came up with this project, a conversation, because every song probably had a story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And, just wanted to do a little something different
Yeah.
in
Right.
regards to the approach, the same type of music, but approach. So,
Right.
just
Mm-hmm.
stay with the conversation. So,
Wow. That's
yeah,
amazing. And what about the song that we all really know? I know you have others that's out there, The Vision, right? The
yeah,
Vision.
yeah.
And people are still singing it
Still
today.
singing
I
it,
know
still
I
singing it.
am still teaching
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
I love that song. How did
Thank you
that
so much.
come about, that particular song?
Well, at the church I was at, Salem Missionary Baptist Church, it was under um, the leadership of Anthony Elgin Wright. That's where you get the Elgin Wright,
Right.
Bishop Elgin Wright. So we had a theme, and
Mm-hmm.
for some reason I'm just good at church things. You give me a theme, I'm on. The Lord
You
just
want
dropped
right.
something in me.
Uh-huh.
So we had the Habakkuk, write the
Mm-hmm.
vision, make it plain.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I sat at the piano with a young lady and I said, hey, jot down, help me write this song. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to jot down whatever I tell you. So we got into it, said, write this down, write that
Mm-hmm.
down, write this down. We did not have It Is So until that didn't come to me till rehearsal time. We were
Really?
rehearsing that night. Yes. I didn't have that part. And for
Mm-hmm.
some reason, it just dropped on me. I think I looked up at a sign and it was
Mm-hmm.
written across the sign,
Mm-hmm.
and it just clicked. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what happened with that song. We did not. That wasn't supposed to be the single.
Really?
Yeah, Donald Lawrence made me make it the single,
Really? I'm
and it
glad
just
you
took
did.
off. I did not know. I did not know it was going to take off that way, and it's. I'm just grateful that it's
Yeah.
still blessing people today.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
still blessing people. You don't hear many songs like that. It's
Wow.
it's in the scripture.
Yeah.
Write the
Yeah.
vision, make it plain, and
Hmm.
that's something that we all should be doing. And I look at the beginning of the year in January.
Hmm.
Most people, have resolutions, and most of us start writing our vision, what we want to see,
Correct.
for 2024 in that year. And that is such a great song. People are
Thank you.
commenting saying it is such a great song.
To God be the glory. Hmm.
Yes. Now, do you still have your group or?
Well, I stopped grouping it a minute ago. I had a group of ladies that I was working with.
Okay.
Pandemic kind of just threw us off.
Yeah.
I had done a 100 voice women's choir here in the
Really?
city called Women in Songs.
Oh.
And in 2019, oh
Hmm.
man, the whole experience was great.
I bet.
And then the pandemic.
Yeah.
So the pandemic scattered us a bit. And
Hmm.
I just
Yeah.
called, like, for the conversation, I called singers. There's some singers from my church, some singers
Hmm.
that were on the group,
Hmm.
some singers in the community that I just say, hey, I need you. And
Yeah.
they came out and we did music.
Right.
Um, and right now I'm not doing the music, the group thing. We're working on it though. We're working on it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
hope
so,
so. Yeah.
yeah.
You were nominated for a Stella Award. Which song or which album was that for?
That was the Vision record,
It
if I'm not
was.
mistaken. No, I think it was the Vision, but I think I was nominated as well for the Wait on the Lord record. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't make it all the way through the nominations like I did
Hmm.
Vision.
Hmm.
So I think that year, I don't know if it was for that record or for the
Hmm.
male artist of the year. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
Wow.
I was honored to be there.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Wow. Now, are you still writing today?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay,
And won't stop writing.
that's good.
Planning now to that's what we say, was working on it to
Hmm.
do another music review. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, yeah, don't stop writing. That's
Mhm.
good. Now, what would you say to people that are interested in writing? What advice would you give them, those that's interested in writing?
I say let the Lord use you. I mean, I write a little different probably than most. I have a young man here that you can tell him to write about an iPad, and he'll start writing, and it'll go straight to Jesus. I don't know how he does it, but
Hmm.
mine is by inspiration a lot. Um,
Hmm.
when he's a keeper, I was working, and all of a sudden it just downloaded, boom.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
with best thing that's featured on the conversation.
Hmm.
Um, I just sat down at the piano and started singing. You know what I'm
Really?
saying? It just came out that way.
Hmm.
I'm getting more now into sitting down and jotting thought.
Yeah.
I remember, and if I get to tell the story about one of the songs that's featured on a conversation, is called "Glad I Know Your Name."
Okay.
That song, I jotted out because of the
Hmm.
story behind it. Is really strong for me. It saved my
Wow.
life, actually.
Really?
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. That's amazing.
yes,
And I think a lot of times with songs, they have to minister to the person that's writing because many people write for different reasons. Like you said, inspiration. Some
hmm,
just write because they're gifted to write.
right,
It doesn't mean a whole lot to them. But for a lot of people, it's inspiration. From when
right.
I talk to different artists, it's definitely inspiration.
Hmm.
Now, let's talk about. Well, you said you were with a group and you had a group, the choir that you had. Um, what do you say about gospel music now as far as the direction? What direction do you think it's taken? A positive direction, or do you think it's kind of like, because I know we don't have choirs like we used to. I think they're making a comeback. I
Yeah.
really believe that they are
Mhm.
coming back. But a lot of churches after the pandemic, many of them went to just praise teams.
Right.
So what is your take on that as far as the choir with the or the praise team or just groups? What's your thought on it?
I think the business of music changed that a little bit in the community where it was so hard to move 50, 75 people.
Yeah,
Um, and it was easier to move 9. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Cheaper,
yeah.
and all that. I think that changed that. However,
Hmm.
I think mainstream media and their requirements
Hmm.
changed the game for choirs as well.
Hmm.
We don't get much radio play, whether we're good or bad.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
No.
um, I do think, if I could be candid,
Yeah,
that everybody is trying to clone everybody.
yeah.
Um,
You're
so
right.
I think that's a detriment to our art.
Hmm.
Um, However, in the grassroots,
Hmm.
oh man, there's some talented choirs out there and groups as well. I mean, they out there. You
They
know what I'm
are.
saying? I mean, you talk about Melvin Crispell III. Man, we've been watching him grow up.
Yeah.
And so before he hit Sunday's best, he was a little
Already.
brother. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, so at the grassroots, I mean, you can also look at Chandler Moore. I mean, we all was in
Yeah.
the same area, man. He just came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah. So that's great that we still have grassroots going on, and there's some great grassroots choirs out there.
Hmm.
In regards to the church,
Hmm.
um, I don't know really what to say
Yeah.
about that other than I got my thoughts. I think some people during the pandemic, because it worked so well,
Yeah.
they just stayed with that format. Uh,
Right.
Maybe not considering the community of the church.
Hmm.
And so, and
Hmm.
then trying to be the aesthetics of it. It just looks like the modern. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Right.
well, I can't get into the names, but it
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
the modern.
Hmm.
So the lights come down, the screen comes up,
Yeah.
and we hit the tracks. And ain't
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Right.
that's the thing. I think
Hmm.
it should be though in certain churches
Hmm.
a mixture of both. You know what I'm saying? I think it should be a mixture of both. But
Absolutely.
it all depends on what the vision is of the house. That's
Right.
another thing. If that's not the vision of the house,
Yeah.
then we go with what's needed.
That's
So
true.
I
That's
think
true.
it's some pros and cons to that as well. So
It is because you have some
mhm.
people that have been talking about like the CCM music, you know, as opposed to gospel music, in the church, and there's nothing wrong to me with having both. I think it should be a balance.
Me too.
If you're going to do that, don't forget your roots. Gospel music,
Right.
and I think a lot of people have forgotten, in the churches because they're trying to appeal to a certain to the younger people, and like you said, with the lights out and the staging and
Right.
things like that, and everybody's doing the click tracks, and
Right.
so
Right.
it's different than the way we came up.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot
Mm-hmm.
different, but like you said, whatever works for them in their house, and just like the song, you write your vision, and the musicians have to go with what the vision is of that house,
That's right. That's right.
of that pastor.
That's right. So that's where it is. I mean,
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
nails it right there. But in certain houses, I do believe you have to cook for the whole house. That's what we used to say.
Yeah.
Go and
That's
cook for the whole house. And I don't want to be too harsh. We have to also preserve our heritage.
yeah, we
You know what
do.
I'm saying? We have to preserve our heritage,
Hmm.
and don't clone something that
Right.
you understand what I'm saying. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
I'm
Don't
gonna
clone
leave that where it
that.
is. Let
I
me just
understand. What challenges have you faced in the music industry?
uh, try not to get in trouble here. I think
No.
my challenge was not knowing the business when I started.
Yeah.
And I got a warning. So it ain't nobody's fault but mine.
Yeah.
I remember Ben Whitfield saying to me, "Hey, go get this, 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 and this, and you need to know this, this, and this."
Wow.
And another executive told me it's not their job. I
Hmm.
was complaining. It ain't their job to tell you. It's your job to know.
Yeah.
And I
Wow.
learned that from early on.
Hmm.
Because I got the reason I left the industry and because I thought I was gotten burned. And I didn't think I knew. So I
Hmm.
didn't want to, this is my property, this is my stuff.
Yeah.
You ain't getting my stuff if you're not doing right by me. That's just
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That's all. And it
Hmm.
wasn't the artists that were not doing right by me, and I'll leave it right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I learned the industry a little bit more. I learned
Hmm.
what was due to me. And the areas I didn't know, I got somebody to help me with. So,
Yeah.
you know, and we went
Right.
from there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Went from there.
I do think it's important that people learn the industry,
Mm-hmm.
learn the craft. Things have changed so much where we don't even have the albums anymore. We don't have the CDs now.
Right.
Everybody is streaming and downloading. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we've kind of lost it somewhere when you're just downloading and you don't have the CD, because a lot of people like to look on the back of it to see who
I
played.
miss it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
miss
sang. When you download, you just get that picture and
it. That's it.
and that's
That's
it. You get the name of the song, but you don't
yeah.
know
Yeah.
who wrote it, what the musicians played, where did they record it at.
Right.
So
Right.
all of that has changed. So it's been some differences, different things that have
Mm-hmm.
changed everybody that's in this game. And
Right.
I find that even younger people, they get on their pads or tablets and they can write a song, create it, and put it out.
That's it.
Some of them don't even
Mhm.
go in the studios anymore.
They don't. They don't.
Hmm. It's
Now
the,
that's pretty cool though. You
hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
It's
So
cheaper.
yeah, and that's why another reason why I spoke of the musicians on the conversation.
Hmm.
I spoke of the guys who worked with me on that record because I
Oh,
felt
okay.
like they needed to be people need to know, hey, we don't have the credits anymore. So
Right.
he spoke credit what he, because they worked hard. They worked with
Right.
me,
Hmm.
so
Wow.
to do that.
Yeah. Hmm. That's true. Now, another question that I wanted to ask you or to say to you is, what's next for Patrick Love musically, and what's next for you if you have a business or, what's next?
Woo, it's hard to say.
Okay.
I do plan on releasing a conversation volume 2, because
Okay.
there's music that's still sitting that's not
Wow.
on that record. That's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be on that record.
Mm-hmm.
We just rushed it through to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a volume 2. It
Okay.
includes some of those that you hear and some more.
Okay.
Um, and I'm also working on a project called Causes. It's called
Causes.
Causes. Yeah, Causes. So you
Okay.
hear about that. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of people know me for choir music, but
Yeah.
I do a lot of solo stuff, a lot of musical type
Really.
things is what
Yeah.
it is. And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to feature some of that as well. And I featured kind of a different vibe
Mm-hmm.
on Conversation. It was actually one of the first singles I released in 2021, I believe. It's called Better.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Mm-hmm.
derived from my daughter. She was going through something,
Mm-hmm.
and she was sitting there. She was, teenager stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was at the piano while she was talking, and I just started playing
Mm-hmm.
it. He's making it better. He's
Wow.
making it all right.
Mm-hmm.
But what I didn't know, it was going to speak to the times that we were in with the pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
just a prophetic utterance that went out that I wanted to put
Yes.
in the atmosphere. So that's what that was all about.
Wow.
Mhm.
So are you playing for church right now or?
I am at the Park Church, Charlotte, Bishop
Okay.
Claude Richard Alexander.
Okay.
That's where I serve right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I've been
That's
there
great.
for, Lord, 13 years maybe.
Really?
Yes, been there for 13 years. I believe in longevity.
That's
Mhm,
right. Yeah.
mhm.
That's great. So you're playing for the choir or you're playing for the worship team or you just
I got it all. You know,
everybody?
I'm playing for everybody.
Hmm.
Get
Yeah.
up, I play.
Right.
Yeah,
How
so
important do you think is it for us to have hymns at times to be sung in the church?
very important. Like I
Hmm.
said, you must preserve our heritage, and that's where it comes from. I mean, it speaks to a lot of the
Hmm.
foundation. You can never forget the foundation.
Right.
Um, you build on the foundation. You don't have to stay
Right.
on it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But you build on that foundation,
Hmm.
but never forget it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
and that's what I
Yeah.
love hymns. I'm a hymn lover. Love it. Love
That's
it.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I love hymns too. And it's important that we keep it, in the church. It
Yes.
really is. It really is.
Very important.
Well, Patrick, I want to
Mhm.
thank you tonight for
Thank you.
being with me
It's been a pleasure.
and all of us that are watching. There's a lot of great comments. Someone
Mhm.
said, "Such a humble man. Thank you for sharing with us."
Oh, my
And
pleasure.
people are saying the knowledge is good, and the
Mhm.
information is good that you're sharing with us on
Mhm.
tonight. And then many people are saying that they love the song "Write the Vision."
Oh, thank you.
They
Bless you.
still love that song.
Yeah, we're on this new move. We have a new vibe to it. So listen out.
Really,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yes, man.
Can't wait. Someone on here you probably know, Corey Shipley,
Hey, Corey, what's
favorite
happening?
writers. Yeah, Corey's doing well. I got to get in touch with Corey. Yeah,
Wow,
he's
man.
doing
Thank
well.
you so much for your sentiments, man.
But I want to thank you so much, and those of you that are watching, and those that will watch the replay. Thank you tonight. And I don't see any more questions or any questions. I see a lot of comments of people that are really enjoying it and enjoying your ministry. Now, how can someone be able to get in touch with you?
I'm on Facebook at Patrick Love, just plain Patrick Love. You can hit me
Hmm.
there. You can hit me at P Love. I think it's P Love Muse at on IG.
Right.
I'm on TikTok too, but I can't tell you nothing about TikTok.
All right.
Just look me up. I
Yeah.
do a different type of business on that one.
Okay.
I own a pressure washing business here in the city, so I do a lot of different things on there for that.
Oh, okay.
And then you can follow me at X. I think that's what they call it now. P-Love.
Yes, X. Yeah.
P-Love as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you're on
Yeah.
X. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Yep.
Yes,
That's what they changed it to X.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all stop by and holler at me sometime.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time, and I look forward to bringing you back on Real Talk again. And when you get some more music out again, and I'm asking everyone to download his music. You know, it's on all the, I'm sure, the streaming platforms. So please download his music and even refresh yourself with the song Write the Vision as we approach this new year, 2024. Yeah. It's important to write the vision. It's an amazing song. And thank you so much for writing that and being here on tonight. And I look forward to seeing everyone again on Real Talk. I will be back on next Monday. I have a full month. A month of February. I have some amazing guests that will be coming on. So it's good to be back. I haven't been back on since, for a few months. So thank God that you were my first to interview on tonight. And I thank you so much
and thank you so much for having me from the bottom.
Oh, you're welcome.
It means a lot. Mm-hmm.
And I look forward to bringing you back again. So I want to say good night to everyone, and we will see you real soon. God bless you.
Thank you so very much for tuning in to Real Talk with Cindy Barber. We hope you have been informed and inspired by the conversation on this evening. You can contact Cindy Barber on Instagram at CindyRBarber04. You can email her at ms.cindybarber@gmail.com or the YouTube channel at Cindy R. Barber. You can also contact Cindy about having your event advertised on Real Talk with Cindy Barber. Cindy looks forward to you joining her next week for another informative conversation right here on Real Talk with Cindy Barber. Until then, have a great evening.